the great Tom Burgess. Welcome to the run home.
Hey, lads, how are you? How's things?
Hey, Tommy, it's Scope here, mate. I feel like that accent's getting a little bit stronger now that you're heading home, mate. A little bit up in you.
No, it's mate. You got to get it going. The Huddersfield lads.
Yep, I seen that you signed a 3-year deal over there, mate. How did that come about? Obviously, such a strong career at South Sydney that we'll get to in a bit. I didn't live too far away from there when I was playing for Shaky Wakey, mate. How did Huddersfield come about? Were there other teams? I guess the temptation around Sammy at Warrington. How did you end up at Huddersfield, mate?
Yeah, so Aussie, I suppose for me, it was a decision I made, feels like a while ago now, but I knew sort of, I think my time was coming to an end at South, and I wanted to get the deal done before this, a game of footy was played. So actually, I got onto it before this in the pre-season and started getting around a few clubs. There was a bit of interest in the NRL, but obviously I was always had an eye on going back to England as well. And obviously, yeah, Sammy's over there. So, mate, to be honest, there was three serious options: was Catalans, Warrington, and then Huddersfield came in sort of late. Yeah, I'll be honest, they came in hard. They came 3 years. The other two clubs are 2 years, and I just spoke to Sammy about it, and he goes, "You got to just go with Huddersfield." And it's kind of nice how it's all worked out because, it's my hometown club, probably the closest club that I grew up next to.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I'm really looking forward to going back there and taking the family back there and taking the young uns and showing them where Dad's from.
Did you and George didn't play in the Super League before? You went straight into the NRL. Is that correct, Tommy?
No. So a lot of people think that. George came over straight away without playing Super League.
Yeah.
I actually played 2 seasons at Bradford Bulls.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I played close to 50 games at Bradford. So yeah, I'd played over there, and I've obviously. I think that was a really big point in our careers, me and George making that decision to go our separate ways at 18, and he came over here and got in the system at South, and I stayed in England, made my own path, and made my debut with Bradford that year. So I think it was really good for us to get our own identity as people as well as footy players, because being identical twins, we were always compared.
How are the missus and kids feeling about the new adventure?
Yeah, Talia's optimistic. She lived over there before. She lived in England. We just had little Alfie about 6 weeks ago. So a fair bit going on, mate, with moving house and the rest. So we've actually got a bit of help in mother-in-law's down. Heather's helping us out, mate. So we've got all hands on deck at the moment, and we're gonna need it.
How about the rest of the family, mate? How about the rest of the family? Obviously, I'm really close with Luke from my days at Catalans. It's going to be a 50-50 split now. You and Sammy over there. George and Luke back here doing great things at Wells Street. What's it like with the sort of, the brothers split up on a 50-50 split?
I know, I'm causing my mum some heartache, but she's all right. When she comes out to my house and sees the kids, she can't help but get a bit teary, but you know what? It's 3 years, and she's going to come over and spend a bit of time over there with me and Sam being over there now, and then 50-50 split, like you said. Luke and George are doing good things in the post-retirement and doing well. So yeah, I mean, George is even getting into his acting. I think he's holding out for his. If he needs to stump the ball down the track.
Makes sense.
Awesome.
Who's in better shape these days, you or George?
Oh, mate, I'll let you decide that.
Have you seen him, Scope?
I seen Big Georgie at the start of the year.
He's put a bit of timber on, but he always tells us it's for his next acting role. So.
He's been spending too much time with Rusty. Russell's put on a bit of timber as well.
He's got all the old tricks from Rusty.
Tommy, when you look...
everyone's doing good.
Yep, everyone's good. When you look back on it, mate, you're now the second most capped Bunnies player of all time. You talk about your journey. You forged your own journey. You played over in the Super League before George, and obviously both Luke and Sammy come over. And to get to this, the second highest capped Bunny of all time, how do you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, to be honest, sometimes it's a bit surreal, really, when you think about it. I didn't really expect to come over and do anything like that. I mean, you're just playing and having fun, and suppose I've gone from there. I came over as a young 20-year-old, like obviously keen to come link back up with my brothers, but never thought I'd be up there and just maybe play a couple of years and then go back to England, that sort of thing. So for me to be able to have this career over here in Australia, and it's sort of given me a lot. I've made a home for myself here now, and wife and kids, and it's amazing. Like it gives you a lot, then probably gives you more than what you give it, and we give a hell of a lot. So I think I'm just really thankful for everything that's happened over in Australia, and I'm really going to take a lot with me back to England, and a lot of experience I can hopefully pass on to these young lads over in England, and get the next generation of players coming out here, I think it's always great to have a couple of English players out in the NRL.
I know you and your brothers have got a great relationship from Wayne from your time at South Sydney. You think he's obviously the man to sort of get things back on track at the club as well?
Yeah, mate, I think he is. He obviously he's very ambitious, Wayne. Obviously he wanted to go and help out the Dolphins and grow the game. He's very big on growing the game, and that's why you see him taking on these jobs like New Zealand. He coached New Zealand, England, all these teams, Dolphins. So he wants to come back, and he knows that Rabbitohs are going well, the game's going well, and I think that's one thing. He just wants to get them back on track. Good luck to whoever takes after him, because he's got that voodoo running, the hoodoo, whatever it is. But Sammy might be the man, but you never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens down the track. But I think Wayne's just going to really come in and steady the ship. He's just got a great man management, and everyone that's played for him, they'll say like this care factor he has for his players, and the way that he handles it is amazing. So he's I think he's going to be welcome back at the Redfern and Heffron now, and I'm really looking forward to South going on next year and doing better things.
Do you think he needs to add to that roster any more to have success next season, or is there enough talent there? He just needs to change the style and the attitude.
Yeah, I think there's so much talent. Yeah, definitely there's enough talent. I think maybe one or two forwards here and there, just with the way the game is going now, as the injuries and everything. It's just such a fast-paced game. I think maybe you can't go wrong with a couple more forwards in your pack. And I think, but like I said, that was probably the biggest thing for us. Like, we just didn't handle the injuries that great, and we had a lot of them, and it was just really crazy pre-season. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. I think we had about 20 calf injuries, so I don't know what needs to happen there, but it's just a mixture of things, I think, really.
Even Scope, you did your calf this season. You
and I don't live that far away from Heffron as well, so there's maybe something to do with the area. I see Big Tommy around every now and again. Tommy, what's it going to be?
The calves, mate.
Yeah, and I don't have the biggest of calves as it is as well too, Tommy. So it doesn't take much to stretch them out, mate. What's it going to be like playing against the big bro next year? I've seen some of the clips on the Super League website, seen him mic'd up. He looks like he's really taken to that role. Yeah. What's that going to be like for the family? Going up against each other in a different sort of way.
Yeah. Well, I know how inspirational Sam is, and how much he can get the best out of his players. And as a teammate, he was like that, and as a brother, so I can only imagine what he's like as a coach. And he's just, I've witnessed it already, so there's no really shock at how Warrington have been going. I knew they'd go good, and obviously to play against him next year will be interesting. But we're dubbing it the Burgess Cup already, so we'll have to make up for this year. The Giants taking on the Wire, but we'll definitely. I'm looking forward to getting the work in with Huddersfield. I've already made some good conversations with everyone there at the Giants, and looking forward to working on their culture and what we can do moving forward with them. But we definitely owe the Wire from this year.
What other Aussie players do Huddersfield have in the team, or NRL generally, I guess, rather than Aussie?
Well, they've got a couple of names you'd know of. They've got Lola here, Tulo here, and Adam Clune there. They just signed Zach Wolford, a young lad from Canberra.
Oh yeah, good signing.
But yeah, they've got Jack Murchie, he's a good, fair player in the back row too. And they've got a good crop of young sort of English forwards coming through as well. So I'm really looking forward to just getting stuck into it, getting back over there, and really helping out with the squad and doing what I can. And hopefully I can go over and shed a bit of knowledge with the boys, and I'm massive on the mindset of like players and how they approach the season and that sort of thing, and I think I can really help like players improve in that respect. But yeah, it's all between the ears. I honestly think that, I mean, there's a lot of hard work. Everyone's working hard to get fit, strong, but I honestly think when it comes down to it, I can really help out this team with how we think about the season and how we approach it.
Yeah, they've had some good young players too come out of the Huddersfield recently too, right, Tommy? Like Will Price, he played for Huddersfield Giants, and I believe Dom Young was from the area as well before. I don't know if he played a whole heap of Super League before he came over, but I know he was from the Huddersfield region.
Dewsbury Dom, mate. He's actually from Dewsbury.
Dewsbury. Yep.
He was Dewsbury Celtic, and I'm Dewsbury Moor, so a bit of a rival there. But now Dom's done great, and that's, you just see how much the sort of athleticism and the talent is over there. And I think sometimes, like obviously the conditions and stuff hold you back a little bit in England with the pre-season, and it's not exactly great running conditions. But you know what, I see a lot of players who come out here who can really improve. Like I definitely improved my rugby league, and but yeah, it's just obviously that's our game over there, and it's different, but it's just about working with it and getting that mindset, really.
Yeah, one thing I've always found with my time over there as well is that there is so much good young talent over there, and there are guys that go on and have really big, long, Super League careers because they play so many more. We're talking about the length of the season here, Tommy, but as you know, with the Challenge Cup mixed in, with a earlier start, and some of the teams play Boxing Day trials. There's a lot of rugby league that's played over there, and some of the young kids just love it, mate. Like they just, they're homebodies. They're very passionate a bit from their area. So there are so many players that I could rattle off a couple. Did you play with Tom Johnston during your for the English team?
He's a freak.
He's an absolute talent, mate. And there's so many good young kids like that over there that I think are just homebodies. Have stayed in the country, but I would have loved to have seen had a crack over here in the NRL.
Yeah, so obviously I'm looking forward to going and linking back up with the England team again soon, playing Samoa. So that'll be really good to challenge against them. We owe them from the World Cup in semi-final. So nice. I think it's going to be a really good test against them. Like I think we sort of showed against Tonga what the English can do, and never back down sort of against big side in Tonga, and to get 3-0 against them last year was unreal, and we're going to obviously go against Samoa this year, so really good, exciting times for English Rugby League, but obviously NRL's thriving too. It's a great to see, and looking forward to a couple of good games this weekend.
That was a cracking semi-final against Samoa, wasn't it? To go for Samoa, obviously go on and they play Australia in the grand final. The back and forth. Remember the Stephen Crichton field goal from about 40 metres out? Elliot Whitehead come up with a couple of really big plays. Tommy, you were outstanding in that whole campaign. So, yeah, that's going to be a really good challenge for you guys for England in the off-season. Did you say you're playing 2 or 3 games, did you say?
It's 2. It's just they've made it 2, a bit like the Bledisloe, mate, I think.
Okay.
But we sort of, obviously there's financial barriers there, but I think with everything, they've just made it 2 this year. Which is great, better than nothing, and good on them for getting it together and coming over. And obviously, it's not an easy feat for those sort of island nations like that to come fund themselves. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to those games. We've got 1 game in Wigan, 1 game in Leeds, so I'm pumped for those, and always a massive honour to pull on the 3 Lions, mate.
Tom, I want to get 4 tips off you with supporting evidence for each tip. Tip number 1, the Roosters versus Storm on Friday night.
Yeah, Roosters versus Storm. So, I mean, I'm going to have to back my man Victor Radley, even though I'm a Rabbitoh. I love Victor Radley, the inflictor. I just know he's going to be fired up going down there. It's a really tough place to go and win, especially in the finals down there. So, Bellamy's going to have them, they're going to be firing too, but I just think, I don't know, I just think Victor might just get him over the line a little bit or get him fired up. I don't know if it's Hargreaves back in. Is it his last game maybe?
Yeah.
He won't be leaving anything out there. So, I'm feeling there might be an upset in one of the games.
I never
Okay.
would have expected you, of all people, Tommy, proud South Sydney's second most capped bunny of all time, to be selecting the Roosters, mate. I never would have picked that.
You know, you've heard it here first. I mean, I love the bunnies, and I'm just thinking with my head here, not my heart.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right, tip number 2, Sharks versus the Panthers.
Yeah, well, it's a tough one. You know, like I live in Sharks Territory now. I know a couple of the boys and good mates with Toby Rudolph. I'd love for them to win, to be honest. Obviously, Panthers have had their turn last couple of years, especially against us a couple of times. So, yeah, you know what? I'd love for it to be Roosters Sharks grand final, but it's a tough ask for them to go and beat Penrith, and I know they're going to be firing too. So, who knows? Let's go 2 upsets. Roosters
Two
and,
underdogs. I like it.
Okay.
Roosters and Cronulla are good.
I'd pre-predicted your answers.
Yeah.
They're
Miss
wrong.
Old had written down the next question, and he had Penrith there.
Yeah.
All right, so my next question then, Roosters versus Sharks, who wins the grand final?
I think if the Roosters get there, they'll win it.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
The last tip I need from you, the EPL this year, who wins?
EPL. I can't call it that because I get rid by everyone in England. It's football.
It's
Okay,
football.
who wins the Premier
football?
League? Who wins the football this year?
Who wins the footy? I don't know, to be honest. I'm a Leeds United fan, so I'm a bit off the Premier League at the moment. Yeah, I'll go with Man City.
All right, that's the easy answer, Man City.
Yeah.
All righty.
Can't go wrong with Haaland.
Yeah, Harlan's absolutely killing it at the moment. Hey, thanks for joining us, Tom. We wish you all the best over at Huddersfield and for England at the end of the season. It's been amazing watching your career throughout your time at South Sydney, the second most capped player of all time.
Yeah, no worries, lads. Good to chat, and all the best. Might catch you soon, Hozzy.
Yeah, for sure, Tommy. All the best, mate. Thank you for joining us. I think we've got a golf day coming up next week with Biffa, so we'll be in touch, mate.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Tommy.
There he is, Tom Burgess. You're on the run home with Scope and Missile.